Man, shout out to the LDBC, man. Shout out to my brother Ticket, man, the OG, the guru of this shit, man. Shout out to everybody that been supporting the LDBC, man, showing us love, so hitting the like button on our videos, commenting, even donations as well, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Paul George, man, I gotta cook this bum, man. Nigga has no heart, no soul, really selfish. He brought up their identity on this podcast. The Clippers losing their identity. Basically, throwing shots at the organization with the front office, throwing shots at Tyler, and even throwing shots at his teammates. He basically even went as far as to talk about he didn't really like the Harden move. He said no offense to Harden, but he didn't like the Harden move. Lose the guys like the Batums, the KJ Martins, and Covington's and guys of that nature. He felt like that hurt the team drastically, which I said, which Ticket has said as well, which we told Clipper Nation that the James Harden move was going to be the downfall of the Clippers. At the end of the day, we didn't believe in the Clippers as well due to Kawhi Leonard for some reason stealing money like he always do. And typically he bamboozled the Clippers into paying them. And plus, we didn't believe in guys like Paul George as well. But at the same time, Paul George had a point with that trade that hurt them. But at the same time, his play was terrible. He didn't come through for his team. He's been very inconsistent. He let a 6'2" guard and Kyrie Irving lock him up in instant situations. Let a 6'2" guard outplay him, despite of Luka Doncic being inconsistent and inefficient in the series. Kyrie Irving was the best player in that Clippers series. But end of the day, basically how Paul George is talking, he will leave the strippers. He will leave the strippers. And unfortunately, the strippers can't do anything about it. They would be stuck with a handicapped Kawhi Leonard and nobody to really build the team around. They already almost in the second apron when it comes to the CBA. So even when Paul George leaves, it's not like they still will have money to play with to try to sign different guys. They still have to sign pieces to minimum deals, the whole nine. And locker room, I already sent that. So look at your cash out, buddy, before you drop your cash out. Been I sent it to you this morning, boy. So look at your cash app, nigga. It's already there. But end of the day, y'all, man, we just gotta understand. We just gotta call it for what it is. And we gotta understand that the stripper nation they done. Um, End of the day, I don't like what Paul George said because you got to hold yourself accountable for your play. You got to be man enough to admit that you didn't come through for your team, and you got to look at yourself before you start looking at other aspects of what the team did and what your teammates have done for the reason why they lost. At the end of the day, Paul, you didn't come through. No matter how you slice it, you wasn't consistent. You was inconsistent in that series. You was still doing the same dumb stuff that we always see you do. So you got to look yourself in the mirror before you come at the others. And locker room, you let me know what is in there, cause I know I've been took care of that, Reggie. Um, Early this morning. And I don't know why you don't pay attention to your cash app, but it is what it is. But end of the day, y'all, man, the criticism that these stripper fans are not giving to these players is unbelievable. The blame for the Clippers' downfall is Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, no matter how we look at it. Those guys get 100% of the blame. Because if it was Ty Lue, the organization would not have invested in Ty Lue, would not have gave him that long-term deal. End of the day, those players, I bet locker room bet those players did not come through, whether it was due through injury or bad play. And at the end of the day, you can't ignore the fact that this team been together 5 years, 5 years, and then come close to going to the NBA Finals. Anytime locker room, anytime, brother. But it's crazy. It's crazy how people don't understand that aspect, especially Clipper Nation. All I'm hearing now, I've been seeing they've been trying to diss Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic will be going into his sixth season into the NBA. So what he did is remarkable. First finals appearance, didn't get swept. The Dallas Mavericks obviously got a lot of holes they got to fill to build their roster. And Kyrie Irving, a guy that hasn't been there in a long time, whether it was the NBA trying to blackball him, or whether Kyrie Irving was hurt, and he still made an incredible run. And guess what? At the end of the day, he cooked y'all. So how can you criticize Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving, and they cooked y'all? So I think if Clipper Nation, any Clipper fan or any guy that's creating content, if you cooking Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, you a damn fool, because you need to look in the mirror and cook your team that lost in the first round, to cook your team that had championship aspirations, to cook your team that's been underperforming for 5 years that haven't got the job done. And the only thing that y'all can hang your hats on is, hey, we was hurt. Hey, if it wasn't for this injury in 2021, we would have won this. Oh, Paul George did good in 2021, and that's an anomaly because he haven't done good since. So, end of the day, the Kawhi Leonard and the Paul George experience, like my boy Kevin is saying, it's done. And oh yeah, Reggie, yeah, because it's slick subliminals, Reggie, man. Locker room, it's slick subliminals, but I'm throwing a subliminal back. But end of the day, we just gotta be real and understand, you guys. Stripper Nation, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George failed y'all. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George stole money from you guys. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, it's the reason for the Clippers' downfall. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George don't give a damn about how y'all feel and what y'all think, and they don't care about letting y'all down. So, end of the day, man, yeah, my bad, y'all. Put a one in the chat if y'all hear me. I hope y'all hear me. Do y'all hear? Yeah, I'm back going. But end of the day, y'all, the Claw and PG experiment, that's the worst duo in the NBA. Jokic and Murray been better. LeBron and AD damn sure been better. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown been better. Kyrie and Luka only been together 2 years and done more than what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George did. Kawhi Leonard and Luka Doncic been together for 2 years. I mean, Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic been together for 2 years and done more than what this damn duo did. Come on, man. Even Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo has done more as a duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They one of the most terrible duos in the NBA. Period. And there's no ands, if or buts about it. So when we look at the duos, they at the bottom. They at the bottom. Even Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton as a duo did better than what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have done. And they only been together half of a season. So you mean to tell me Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton only been together half of a season and done more than what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have done in the Clipper uniform? What that tell you? What that tell you? What that tell you right there, man? Tells you that they bums. Tells you that they not ready. It tells you that they're failures. So end of the day, stripper nation, you stripper fanboys, calm the fuck down and humble yourself. And understand that you guys not shit. You guys don't earn the right for respect. Jimmy Jimmy Butler and those boys are better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And Paul George and Kawhi Leonard fans just need to shut the hell up. Hang it up. We not gonna respect Clipper Nation. We not gonna give you any credit. I don't give a damn. Y'all start off 42-0 next year. The Clippers still not gonna win the championship. Even they start 42-0, I'm still not giving them no credit. Cause guess what they always do when the playoffs come around? Never get the job done. But y'all want to waste time and waste minutes and waste people viewing your damn videos. Talk about some damn Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. And don't get me started. Luka got exposed. We cooked Luka Doncic. Kyrie Irving did not show up at all. It seems like when it comes to the Boston Celtics, that nigga just frees up at Boston. Ever since he stumped on Lucky, Kyrie Irving ain't done shit ever since he stumped on Lucky. If you look at Kyrie Irving's stats ever since he allegedly stumped on Lucky, he ain't done a damn thing to Boston. Lucky done cursed Kyrie Irving. So we cook everybody. See, that's the thing about the LDBC. We cook everybody. Nobody gets passes. Nobody get excused for their performances. But at the same time, when it comes to Luka Doncic, at least he didn't get swept in his first NBA Finals. At least Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic made it to a Finals. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George ain't came close. Them bombs ain't came close. Them bombs have not came close. But I'm sitting right here, my boy Cam the Hooper, he has to witness them getting cooked by stripper fans of all people. Now, everybody else could cook them. Boston fans could cook them. Shout out to T. Sweezy. Shout out to True the King. They could cook the Mavericks. They could talk bad about Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. They locked them up. But Clipper fanboys, y'all got to shut the hell up. Y'all have no business talking about them. Kyrie Irving killed y'all in every fourth quarter. Kyrie Irving locked up James Harden and Paul George, a 6'2" guard, locking up 6'5" and 6'8" players. Y'all have no right. But guess who got the right to cook Luka and Kyrie Irving? Hollywood Herm do. Because I was riding with him. I wanted Kyrie Irving to win because it was dick suckers like y'all that don't understand the nuances of how the NBA tried to blackball a black man, how the NBA tried to blackball Kyrie Irving because he took the jab, because he didn't want to take the COVID vaccine. They tried to blackball Kyrie Irving as well because he just posted, just shared a goddamn documentary, and they tried to get him at the league for that. So, end of the day, I was riding with him just for that, because I'm a black man and I cheer for a black man that stand on business. And that's what Kyrie Irving did. He stood on business. And Atlantean, you can slice it how you slice it. He got locked up. It don't matter if he did it to himself or Kyrie. It looks like Kyrie Irving did it to me. And King Shutter, guess what? The duo of Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph done more than what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George did. Since you want to talk about my Grizzlies, Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph was a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Since you want to talk about my Grizzlies, so we could go there. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, not even a better duo than Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph. Two big men. So you telling me a center and a power forward is a better duo than two opposite two-way lockdown wings, supposedly? So, end of the day, you can talk about my Grizzlies, but you can't ignore the fact that Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph was a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And they weren't. We was the 8th seed, upset of the number 1 seed Spurs. We made it to the Western Conference Finals, grit and grind. That 2013 Grizzlies team was better than any Clipper team that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George had. Even better than the 2021. Because you want to know something? We had niggas that could lock down y'all niggas. And y'all ain't had no size to deal with Marcus Gasol and Zach Randolph. And y'all didn't have a point guard on y'all roster better than Mike Conley. So you want to talk? We could talk. Let's talk facts. Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Yep. King Shutter, that's my point. What finals did Paul George and Kawhi Leonard reach? Guess what? Paul George reached the Western Conference Finals by himself, and Kawhi Leonard didn't play. So as a duo, they ain't even got to a conference finals. Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol made it to a conference finals in the tough Western Conference. So man, look, I could cook y'all with ease. It's easy work. Guess what? Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I could keep going, man. I could keep going, man. Ooh, I may even take it even further. The duo of James Harden and Clint Capella with the Houston Rockets was a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. James Harden went to multiple conference finals. Hell, the 1 year that James Harden and Chris Paul was together, they was a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They was one game away from making the NBA Finals, and it was only because of an injury. See, y'all want to start something that y'all don't want me to go there. Y'all bums don't want me to go there. And King Cheddar, you could bet your money on that. They not winning in that new arena. They ain't even gonna have a team that make the playoffs next year. Cause Paul George is gone. Who y'all gonna get to replace Paul George? That nigga gone. And if Harden and CP3 would have had one more nigga to run with them, even if CP3 got hurt, they would have had one more nigga. With the type of team they had, they went against a real they went against the KD Curry Warriors. One game away. But Chris Paul hamstring was messed up. The Clippers didn't even have to deal with a super team like that. They can't even reach the finals. They can't even get to a game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. And they didn't even have to deal with a super team. But we supposed to respect the duo of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Worst duo in the NBA, y'all. Worst duo in the league. And I stand on it. Hell, the duo of Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey done did the same thing Kawhi Leonard and Paul George did. Second round. Second round. See, y'all got me going to a level of pettiness that y'all don't want to start. Hell, the duo of John Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. did what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George did as a duo. They made it to the second round too. Kawhi Leonard has not played in the Western Conference Finals in the Clipper uniform. So why we gotta respect the duo? I don't. Worst duo in the NBA. Worst duo in the NBA, y'all. Yeah, the duo of Giannis and Chris Middleton, despite Chris Middleton not being the same player, is better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George as a duo. Despite Chris Middleton not being the same player due to injuries himself, Giannis and Chris Middleton still a better duo. I just want y'all to understand how bad this duo is, how terrible they are. Worst duo in the NBA. Hell. Hey, the duo of Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, well, I give the trio, and DiVincenzo is better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And Delaney, you did tell everybody that it wasn't going to work. You did say that. Nobody didn't want to listen to you, man. Kawhi Leonard fans are like, no, you seen what he did to Toronto in 2019. That Toronto team had a lot of talent, y'all. They had a lot of length. They was very physical. They was athletic. They had guys that did all the small things. They had guys that could equal out to do everything. They had 3-point shooters. They had people that could penetrate. They had people that had post games. They had people that could shoot mid range. They had people that could finish inside. They had people that could defend the paint. They had people that could defend the perimeter. They had people that could defend pick and roll. They was one of the highest IQ teams in the league. And people keep forgetting that trade for Marcus Gasol late was shit the best deal during the deadline. So a lot of people keep forgetting how good that Raptors team truly was. And shout out to Dwayne Casey because he should have got credit. Hell, I might even go even further, y'all. And the duo, SGA. The duo SGA and Chet Holmgren is better than what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George have been doing. King Cheddar, it's a wrap. King Cheddar, it's a wrap, man. It's over with for Clipper Nation. Bye bye. See you later, alligator. Paul George is gone. Kawhi Leonard, I bet you any type of money, he ain't gonna play the start of the season. He gonna sit out opening night. Cause y'all done paid that nigga now. That nigga ain't gotta play. That nigga ain't got no pressure to get out there now. He done got paid. His money guaranteed. Kawhi Leonard is not playing opening night. Now the new arena, they gonna be like how the Cowboys was. Everybody going to the new arena in Dallas just to enjoy the festivities. They gonna have clubs in that arena. They gonna have different activities they can participate in. They're not even gonna focus on the Clipper season because they know at the end of the day, the Clippers not winning the title. So let's just have fun in the new arena. Let's just enjoy the activities. Hey Laney, I would say Jalen Green and Segun, but they ain't made the playoffs yet. But hell, once they make the playoffs and get to the second round, they already better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. That's the reason I ain't mentioned them. But John Moran and Jaren Jackson Jr. better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I would have said De'Aaron Fox or Sabonis, but they ain't been past the first round. So I gotta wait on that before I say them. Once they get past that, I could say Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox a better duo. Man, salute to Smart, man. I just got to cook stripper fans that been trying to cook Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, the guys that they couldn't stop, but they want to cook them for getting their ass manhandled by Boston, which Boston did manhandle them. But at the same time, y'all couldn't get to the finals to see whether y'all was gonna get manhandled or not, though. So why are you talking about Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving? Shut up. Cook the strippers organization. That's all they need to focus on. Cook Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, cook whoever in that Clippers organization. Hey, Cam the Hooper, niggas thought I was capping. Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam already a better duo, and they only played a half a season together. They only played a half a season together. And Pascal Siakam and Tyrese Halliburton already did more than what Kawhi Leonard and Paul George did as a duo. They already did more. That is crazy, y'all. That is insane. That is insane, y'all. Now, T-Cars, I grew up a Bulls fan. The Grizzlies in Memphis, Tennessee, we didn't always have a team. So anything we get in Memphis, brother, we go support our city, nigga. So end of the day, shut your capping ass up, nigga. You in a bad mood because your Nuggets lost to the T-Wolves. You mad because your Denver Nuggets lost to the T-Wolves. Shut your ass up and take your frustration out on the Minnesota channels, nigga. Shout out to Mr. Mars. Man, I'm gonna drop the link, man. End of the day, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George gets no respect from me. They actually a bottom feeding duo in the NBA. Like I told you guys. Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, better duo. John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. as a duo has done the same thing Kawhi Leonard and Paul George did. Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam already a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George in a half a season. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. LeBron old ass, and Anthony Davis, a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I could keep going. Giannis and Chris Middleton, despite of Chris Middleton being handicapped, they still a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. So shit, James Harden and Clint Capella at that time in Houston was a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Y'all got me being petty, but you gotta call it how it is. The disrespect that Luka Doncic and Kyrie is getting because they got their ass kicked, at least they got a game. At least they could say they made it to a finals, even though I don't celebrate losing. Even though Luka Doncic got his ass kicked, even though Luka Doncic got exposed, even though Kyrie Irving, ever since he stumped on Lucky, been cursed in Boston ever since he did that. But still, they got more to be positive about than the damn Clippers. They got more to be positive about than the damn Clippers. Hell, Dame Lillard and CJ McCullough, a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I want y'all to really think about that. Dame Lillard and CJ McCullough, a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Now, Define Unity, before he stumped on Lucky Define Unity, Kyrie Irving always cooked in Boston before he stumped on Lucky, though. That's my point. Soon he stumped on Lucky. He ain't performed ever since. Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, better duo. Zach Randolph and Marcus Gasol, better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. I just want y'all to understand these things, man. Stephen Curry and Jordan Poole, better yet, because this was the second best player that year. Stephen Curry and Andrew Wiggins, a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. T-Cards, it was the worst finals run, but you gotta give them credit. They dominated the Mavs. They dominated them. So you got to give Boston credit, even though they still Jim Crow Celtics. Even though I don't give two shits about them, they still the NBA champs and they dominated the Mavs. So you got to give them credit for it. So end of the day, no Clipper fan, period, should diss anybody, period. They have no right to diss anybody. They have no right to talk about anybody else's team. They have no right unless they willing to hold their own team accountable, unless they willing to hold the best players accountable, unless they a guy like Hollywood Hearn that cooks every single player in the NBA. Niggas was telling me that I was wrong for cooking Ja Morant the way I cooked Ja Morant when he got in trouble. But I cooked him. I'm not biased. I tell y'all every year what my Bulls go do. They say, Hearn, why you cooking your Bulls like that? Cause shit, they are a playing team. Every year they a playing team. So end of the day, I'm a guy that holds everybody accountable. When you Clipper fans go do the same thing. When you Clipper fans go stop being delusional and still put niggas in top five that shouldn't be in the top five. Kawhi Leonard is not a top five player. Even when healthy, he's still not a top five player because he got to prove it. You can't live off 6 years ago. You can't live off 2019 forever. You got to show it. If you ain't showing it, I don't give a damn. Paul George, you get no respect for me. You a sad individual. You piss poor. You a whole hoe. So you guys could put on this charade. You guys could try to hate on other players and other teams. But guess what though? These other players and other teams, they got it done more than what the strippers have done. They better than the strippers. I just want y'all to understand those things, y'all. Elanian tried to warn everybody when this duo first formed in the 2019-2020 season. Elanian told everybody it wasn't going to work. He said, man, they play the same position. He said Kawhi Leonard and Paul George can't do it together. Wavy G is more than 5 players better than Kawhi Leonard. You could put Anthony Davis in there. You could put Joel Embiid because even though Embiid stays hurt, at least he gets it done. But end of the day, Elanian is not a Clippers fan. He's a Houston Rockets fan, and he rolls with James Harden. Hell, Wavy G, he might not be top 10. Kawhi Leonard, I don't think he's top 10 anymore, to be honest. Um, there's other guys you could put in that mix. This other guy, Jaylen Brown, better than Kawhi Leonard. He truly is. Niggas can say what they want. I seen Jaylen Brown do something that I never seen Kawhi Leonard and Paul George do. He was holding Luka Doncic 94 feet. Jaylen Brown better than Kawhi Leonard, too. Ja Morant better than Kawhi Leonard. We knew what we set him. We set out Ja Morant on purpose. Ja Morant could have came back. We set him out on purpose. We got out to a bad start with those 25 games. When he came back, you seen the immediate impact that he did. But soon he got hurt. We just said, fuck it, let's just shut it down. Let's just get some more pieces. Let's develop some young talent. And it's paying off. So let's not get it twisted. Jason Tatum damn sure better than Kawhi Leonard. It's quite a few names we could throw out there, y'all. And I just want people to realize LeBron James, even at his old age, better than Kawhi Leonard. Because you want to know why? LeBron James is available. LeBron James go play. LeBron James will get his ass on the court. Whether niggas want to admit it or not, LeBron is still better than Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, Kawhi Leonard's not top 10. And Kahama, guess what? The Clippers are bigger losers. The Clippers are the worst losers than the Dallas Mavericks. Because you want to know something? Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving in 2 years did something that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George couldn't do. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving made it to an NBA Finals. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard haven't came close. Haven't came close. So niggas could cook the Mavs. That's cool. They deserve to get cooked. But if you a stripper fan, you might want to shut the hell up. Shut the hell up when it comes to cooking the Mavs. You have no right. In 2 years, in 2 seasons being together, well, 1.5 seasons being together, y'all. Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic done more than Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. And Kahama, I hate Kawhi fanboys. I don't hate Kawhi Leonard. I hate Kawhi fanboys. And Atlantean facts, LeBron James at his old age, I don't know whether he took PEDs that game or not. I don't know what shot he took or whatever LeBron did. He dunked on the Clippers hard. Had his nuts all in Paul George's face. It's only two niggas on the strippers I respect. Russell Westbrook and James Harden. Because I seen what James Harden was up against in Houston. James Harden was to go overcome this shit. The one chance that he did, his running mate at the time, CP3, got hurt. Really got hurt game 5. Chris Paul tried to push it through, but he couldn't push no more. And guess what? The duo of James Harden and CP3 has done more than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The duo of James Harden and CP3 has done more than Paul George, y'all. But they deserve respect. We should put respect on the Clippers' name. Nigga, please. Nigga, please. Hell, James Harden and Clint Capella, a better duo. I will give Paul George this. He got like a top 5 podcast for the pros. He got a top 5 podcast. Now, but baby G, but I gotta speak the truth though. I think if Paul George didn't play in that Dallas series, I think the Clippers could have took the Mavs 7 games with just James Harden and Russ. With just James Harden and Russ, I think they could have took it 7 games. They would not have won, but I think they could have took it 7 games with just James Harden and Russ. And I think James Harden is a better player than Paul George right now. And Atlanta, you're right. I think CP3 should have been a decoy. But hell, he would have got torched by Steph Curry. Steph Curry probably would have had 50 though. It's different. It's different when you going against a point guard on the other end that you really don't have to too much defend. But when you got to chase around the Steph Curry, and you got to remember, Atlanta, Chris Paul was taking that assignment. Man, Curry would have had that nigga tear his hamstring. So, I mean, he could not have played in that though. Atlanta, he could not have played in that, bro. As much as we could have said, they weren't gonna be able to hide him. Even he chased around Clay Thompson a little bit too much for him. So he actually couldn't play in there. Like if he went against any other team, Melania, I say yeah. But that Golden State team, it was no way he could hide in that. In that, He wasn't gonna be able to hide. LSU fan, yes, I could go there. The duo of LeBron James and Matthew Dellavedova is better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Damn. Hell, I may go even further. In 2018, y'all, the duo of LeBron James and J.R. Smith is better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. J.R. Smith was the second best player on Cleveland. So LeBron James and J.R. Smith as a duo is better than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Man, look, man, I can't. hey, hey, these niggas gonna stop playing with me, man. These niggas gonna stop playing. When you want to take it there, things get taken there. Hell, Chris Paul and Devin Booker in 2 years, a better duo than Kawhi Leonard on Paul George, and they did it while Kawhi Leonard and Paul George was in the West. So the duo is Chris Paul, old Chris Paul and Devin Booker with no left hand is a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Y'all, that's crazy, y'all. That Chris Paul and the Devin Booker with no left hand is a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Hey, now they taking the troll to. Hey, Johnson bit us a Rip Hamilton. They got a ring, so yes, they are a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. LSU fan, that's a fact. Allen Iverson and Eric Snow is a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. That's a fact. Jason Kidd and Kenya Martin is a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. They made it to back-to-back finals. They lost to the Lakers and lost to the Spurs, all-time great teams. Lost to Shaq and Kobe and Tim Duncan. That's crazy, y'all. I just want y'all to realize how crazy that is, man. I'm gonna see your ticket get dropped the link, man. Damn, Cam the Hooper. That's a fact. Dwight Howard and Jameer Nelson is a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. And hell, Cam the Hooper, you don't even have to say that. I'm gonna make it even worse. Dwight Howard and Rafer Alston is a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Because remember, Jameer Nelson was hurt all the way up to the finals. So it was Dwight Howard and Rafer Alston that got the Magic to the finals. Those two are a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Angelo Bell. But Thunder Dan wasn't the duo. It was Charles Barkley and Kevin Johnson. So Charles Barkley and Kevin Johnson are a better duo than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Huh? or you live in. But man, y'all hit that like button, man. Y'all not subscribe, man. Salute to y'all. I'm out, y'all.